A 96-car pileup shuts down Highway 400 after sudden snow squalls hit southern Ontario this morning.
And Ontario's Liberal government could face criminal charges. Humber News starts now.
Hello, it's February 27th. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at the North Campus. I'm Hugh Smith. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Melissa Capistrano. Ahead on our show, we have all your news, sports, and entertainment highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, Hugh has our top story.
Snow squall warnings were in effect for much of the GTA this morning. Whiteout conditions were to blame for several pileups north of the city. Ontario Provincial Police were forced to shut down part of Highway 400 after a 96-vehicle pileup between Innisfil and Beach Road. Police say 3 people were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Along with the sudden snow, the cold continues to rear its ugly head as wind chill temperatures will dip down to -28 overnight. Carissa Wilson will have more weather news later in the show.
Ontario's Liberal government could be facing charges over the cancellation of 2 gas plants. OPP Commissioner Chris Lewis says their investigation into deleted emails could lead to criminal mischief charges. Today, Lewis said hard drives were seized last week in the search of a data search facility in Mississauga. The investigation was launched in July when progressive conservatives complained Liberal officials had intentionally deleted emails about the cancelled plants. Lewis would not confirm whether a criminal act occurred, whether charges will be laid, or when the investigation will end.
Doug Ford lashed out at Police Chief Bill Blair again today. Ford says Blair violated the Police Act by publicly discussing the investigation into Sandro Lisi. Blair made waves Wednesday when he revealed he was expecting an attack from the Fords, following remarks Lisi made. Blair says following Lisi's arrest on extortion charges, Lisi told investigators, "Your boss is going to get his this weekend." Councillor Ford also filed a complaint on Monday with the Police Review Board, accusing Blair of conflict of interest.
Toronto police and provincial officials are launching an investigation into the death of a 4-month-old boy at an unlicensed home daycare. The boy was found without vital signs at an apartment building in North Toronto on February 14th. He is the 4th child to die at an unlicensed daycare center in the GTA in the last 7 months. The cause of death remains under investigation, but police say it is suspicious.
The Brampton Orchestra's trip to Miami cost us a lot, and the city's mayor is paying for it. Susan Fennell is on the hook for the suspicious purchases, spending thousands of dollars on expensive meals, tours, and electronic equipment during the 2008 trip. Recent documents say it was all charged to Fennell's city-issued credit card. Orchestra CEO Michael Todd says the charges were not approved by the Symphony Board. Fennell's office say they were hospitality costs and that the city of Brampton was fully reimbursed. This is not the first time Mayor Fennell has been involved in spending issues.
Torontonians got a taste of extended bar hours during the gold medal hockey game, and now an online petition is calling to permanently make last call 2 hours later. Alexis MacDonald takes a look.
You don't have to go home, but maybe you can stay here, possibly until 4 in the morning. An online petition is pushing to extend last call from 2 a.m. until 4 a.m. The site says the extra hours would improve the city's nightlife and create jobs. But Lynx and Screen Lounge bartender Austin Eckstein says it's not good for bar employees.
There's people who get too drunk. People would stay up too late, and me, working there, I would have to stay up till about 7, 8 o'clock.
Supporters of the online petition say that extending the hours of alcohol in Toronto would give the city more international appeal. Cities that already have a 4 a.m. last call include Berlin and New York. The City of Toronto has extended bar hours before for special events such as Nuit Blanche and TIFF. Humber Funeral Services student Chanel Diaz says she wishes this would happen more often.
I think it would be a great idea just because when you do go to the club, sometimes it could be later when you're meeting up with people. Lineups at the bar are ridiculous sometimes.
But Lynx bartender Ian Archer says this is not a good idea.
I really think around like 3:30, if those people continue to drink, they'd be a really big liability and possibly a risk to themselves and other people.
Under Section 62.1 of the Liquor License Act, Toronto does have the authority to extend bar hours past 2 in the morning, but the petition still needs to be presented to city councillors. Alexis MacDonald, Humber News.
Thanks, Alexis. Residents of the tomato capital of Canada are breathing a sigh of relief today following an announcement from the H.J. Heinz Company. Heinz has announced they have found an American buyer for their century-old Leamington plant. The deal will keep the plant from closing and is expected to save 250 jobs. Under the terms of the agreement, the plant will resume its work in early July.
When we come back, we'll have more news from across the country and around the world. Mark McKelvey will have the sports news, and we'll have your weather forecast with Carissa Wilson.